Dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it, dun it. Kitty shark. You're gonna need a bigger litter box. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Horror Movie Syllabus. My name is Professor Victor and I'll be your host as we go through all the essential, noteworthy, interesting, and notorious modern horror films. If you're new to the channel, I recommend you check out the introduction video. There's a link to it in the description below. It'll give you a pretty good sense of what the Horror Movie Syllabus is all about. In short, we look at a particular subgenre from horror. We pick 3 movies from that subgenre to explore. But today is our Is It Syllabus-Worthy series. And this is where I take a recommendation from you guys, something that I've never seen before. And I take a watch and let you know if I think, is it syllabus-worthy? Is it worthy of being on the Horror Movie Syllabus? And as you no doubt have deduced from the thumbnail and the title of the video, the movie that we're looking at today is Ghost Shark. Ghost Shark was recommended to me by the Wee Nerds. Daryl and his better half, Annie. Daryl, Mr. Meat Hook, gave me a list on my So Bad It's Good video of movies that are also so bad it's good, and Ghost Shark was on the list. We've watched a couple of the movies on that list that Mr. Meat Hook recommended already. We did Bloody Bloody Bible Camp. We did Wood Chipper Massacre. I had a lot of fun with both of those. In particular, Bloody Bloody Bible Camp was a winner for me. So Mr. Meat Hook, not for nothing, knows his so bad it's good movies. In fact, if you haven't seen the Wee Nerds channel, by the way, check it out. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. But Mr. Meat Hook is a connoisseur of so bad it's good films, and even indicated in his comment that maybe he was going to be making a video in the near future about this. So I'm still waiting for that, because I'm looking forward to that one, because again, Mr. Meat Hook, connoisseur of bad films, probably right up there with Josh Spiegel of Movie Timelines. They love their schlocky horror movies, so I know that I'm in for schlock. And because I'm an educated man with 2 advanced degrees, I was able to deduce that this movie is about a shark. And probably a shark's ghost. So I'm on top of this. But honestly, that is all I know about the movie. All I know going in is that it's a So Bad It's Good movie recommended by Mr. Meat Hook, who loves him some schlocky horror, and it's about sharks. And I am an easy lay for a shark movie. I love me some shark movies. As you guys know, we've talked about sharks extensively on the channel. So I'm hyped for this one. I'm down for this one. I'm looking for a good time. But just because it's a shark movie and just because it's, going to be schlocky fun doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to love it. So did I love it? Did I hate it? Well, let's talk about it and find out right now. Like I said, the movie that we're talking about today is Ghost Shark. Ghost Shark came out in 2013 and was made by the infamous Sci-Fi Channel, so that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're going to be talking about here. And is directed by a man named Griff First, who directed a couple other movies, including You Might Be the Killer, which is one that we might be talking about in the future on the channel. Haven't decided yet, but maybe. So you're getting an idea of what kind of quality and what kind of tone this movie is going to be just from those facts right there. If you haven't seen it before, the movie is kicked off by a couple of fishermen who wind up killing a great white shark only to immediately be terrorized by its ghost. The shark has the ability to appear in any body of water, no matter how small it might be, even if it's a paper cup full of water, and can wreak havoc and kill people from just that little bit in its translucent ghost form. And the town kids in this small coastal Florida town must band together to try to solve the mystery of why the ghost shark is happening and figure out how to defeat it before they all die, frankly. And hijinks abound, as a movie like this would always have hijinks. And the hijinks of this movie is really why you're here. The movie is chock full of fun, funny kills. That's what we hear. And honestly, that's what you're here for in most shark movies. Like, I love me some shark movies, so I'm already on board just from this. Just from the idea that we're going to get a ghost shark killing a bunch of people. I'm already on board. But where the enhancement comes in for this movie is the notion that the ghost shark can arise from any body of water, whether it be a pool, a broken fire hydrant, or a cup of water. It's absolutely hysterical because what it does is it takes the shark away from being bound by the ocean and puts him able to be jump out at any point from just about anywhere. And it's hilarious. It's stupid, but it's hilarious. This is where a tremendous amount of the fun is coming from in the movie, because you have these ridiculous kills, and they're pretty gory kills. They leave something to be desired in terms of effects, and we'll get to that in a minute. But the kills are pretty gory, and they don't pull punches either. You've got small children getting killed by the shark, getting eaten in half. The slip and slide kid in particular is a noteworthy kill. It's one of my favorites in this. It really is hilarious. And I think that's one that was going around on social media. This movie kind of went viral. Some of the clips from this movie went viral because they're silly fun. They're terrible effects, and you see a guy getting water from a water bottle, a water cup, and a shark jumps out of it and kills him. It's hilarious. It's a lot of fun to see the shark ghost just jump up out of nowhere and kill people, rip off arms, rip people in half. It's a lot of fun. If you're, in the mood for that kind of thing, if you have that kind of tolerance level, which I do. Again, we're talking about the Sci-Fi Network, right? So again, low budget, campy, cheesy effects, etc., etc. But if you're here for a good time with the kills, you're going to get them. And that's important because you need those fun kills, because the plot of this movie makes no damn sense whatsoever. There's this whole thing about this guy and his dead wife and this voodoo curse that's been put on there by a former slave that was killed there. And it's just, none of it matters. It's not important. It's very convoluted. It doesn't matter because all you're here for is shark kills. And that's great. That's the fun stuff. But what's interesting about this movie is, while the plot makes no sense and it's stupid, they are playing this super straight. And I actually think it's a good thing. It's not like Sharknado, where it's really tongue-in-cheek and they know how campy it is and everybody's kind of playing it big. And I have some affection for Sharknado, so it's not like I'm saying that that's bad and this is good. No, they're both bad, but they're bad in different ways. Sharknado's trying to be silly. It's trying to be funny. This movie, at least the people making it, seem to be trying to take it kind of seriously. The acting is earnest. They are trying to be serious and take the storyline seriously and emote. They're just bad at it. And that makes it more fun for me, because the seriousness that they take this movie with just enhances the bad acting and the bad effects and makes it all the more funny, because it doesn't feel like they're trying too hard to get the laughs. It's organic. I'm laughing at this movie because it's made poorly and it's not very good. And I'm having a good time because of that. And not to disrespect any of the actors. It's not that they're bad people or even bad actors necessarily. It's just, it's not a very good movie. It's not made well. It's not written well. But the performances are not very good. The lead actor is Mackenzie Rossman, who's the youngest girl from Seventh Heaven. And honestly, if you're not Jessica Biel and you're from Seventh Heaven, I don't care, because that's all I care about is Jessica Biel from Seventh Heaven. But she's given it her all in the movie, and I'm glad she is, because, again, she's not particularly great in the movie. She's not horrible in the movie. She's not good in the movie, but she's trying, and that's making it more fun for me. It's not like her trying to tongue-in-cheek and wink at the camera as she's giving her lines. She's delivering these bad lines badly. They're bad. They just kind of lay there, and it's funny. That's funny to me. Sloane Coe in the movie playing her sister is a bit of an issue for people. When I did the research on this movie after the fact, there was some controversy, apparently, as much as a movie that is this little and uncared about gets controversy, because I guess they felt like she gets sexualized a lot in the movie, and she's playing a minor. She plays somebody who's under the driving age. But the actress apparently was actually of age during the shooting of the movie. I had to look for that information just to be sure, but it was not really a very well thought out idea to make her underage and then have like a bathtub scene with her, have a bikini scene with her. It's not, I don't want to overstate it. It's not totally egregious. It's not like Michael Bay was filming her or anything like that, but I do see where the complaint came from, that, there's some scenes of her where she's naked, but you don't see anything, of course, but where, it's kind of a little bit sexy, but they've hit the point home over and over again in the movie that she's a minor for no reason. So that's a little weird. And again, because they're taking this all so straight and it's not being played for laughs, that just makes the movie that much more ridiculous to me. It makes it that much more funny. And it's good because, while the kills are fun and I'm having a good time with them, they are bad. The effects are bad. Again, we're talking about sci-fi. Sorry about that. I had to stop for a second because my sign fell down. I'll have to take care of that after we wrap this up. So we were talking about it. sci-fi movie, you kind of know what you're getting, low budget, the effects are going to be crap, and there's no exception here. Also, not for nothing, this movie was made for TV too, right? Sci-Fi Channel, so they can only go so far with the gore, and that's, if I have a ding on this movie, because again, I know what I'm getting here, and I'm kind of grading accordingly, but I really would have loved to have seen this movie made with an R rating and like practical gore effects, because if the ghost shark were jumping out and like literally ripping people in half, and you'd see like the viscera of the arms coming off and the legs coming off and stuff like that, this movie would be fantastic. This would be so much fun, seeing just gore, people ripped in half and stuff like that, R-rated gore, looking really, visceral and bloody and goopy and messy. Fantastic. Instead, you're getting the CGI gore. You're getting, these cheap effects. Suddenly somebody's like half their body's missing. You just see some CGI blood spurting out. It is what it is. I would have liked to have seen this movie go much edgier, R-rated, a little bit of money just to get some practical effects in there. Maybe get a little TNA in there, because not for nothing, it's a, shark movie. There's women in bikinis everywhere. There's, car washes of, sorority sisters in bikinis, and they're kind of giving you that jiggle there. But of course it's made for TV, so it's kind of pulling punches on there. All of this could have been so much more fun if they really, really leaned into the exploitation aspect of it. But again, it's TV, they're limited by what they can do there. I understand. I get it. And for what it is, I'm still having a really good time. Now, caveat, I am, again, a big lover of shark movies, good or bad. So I'm predisposed to enjoy this one, and I can't stress this enough. It's a bad movie. It's not good. The acting is bad. The script is horrendously bad. The effects are bad. The translucent shark, he's cute, but it's not a great effect. The gore scenes are fun, but they're not good. They're silly, and there was an opportunity for a better movie here. That's fine. We let that go, but I did have fun. I went in realizing what I was going to get myself into. I got exactly what I was expecting, and I came out pretty damn satisfied with it. But satisfied enough to put it on the syllabus? Let's find out. So, is Ghost Shark syllabus worthy? Probably not. Honestly, in terms of shark films, there are far too many better and worse shark films that would be more noteworthy or interesting or better to put onto the syllabus. So it's not going to crack the shark subgenre, not by a country mile, not even close. But I would be a little tempted to try to squeeze it into an extra credit slot for like So Bad It's Good, which is where Mr. Meathook and the Wee Nerds were recommending it, because I liked it, because I had a really good time. These sci-fi shark movies, sci-fi monster movies in general, but especially the sci-fi shark movies, they're kind of a dime a dozen. There's so many of them out there. Some of which we've actually talked about, many of which we haven't. They are a dime a dozen. There's, what sets us apart from the crowd? Not a whole lot. The seriousness of it, the earnestness with which it was made, or which it was, written and performed. Like, they really wanted to try to do something interesting here, and they wanted to give a good performance. And as a result, winds up giving a great performance that's horribly bad. It's like everything is bad about the movie, but that's what makes it fun and interesting for me. That earnestness, that seriousness they treated their subject matter, enhance the movie's experience for me, for watching it for me. And maybe not for everybody else. It's not one I would recommend to anybody who doesn't like these kind of movies. But if you are down for like sci-fi schlock, if you like So Bad It's Good movies, if you like shark movies, if you're having a good time with that kind of stuff, I would definitely recommend this, because I had a really fun time with this one. It may have been a perfect storm of I like these kind of silly movies. I like sharks, and I was in the mood for something campy and silly after watching a lot of serious stuff lately. But for whatever reason, this one really struck me right in the sweet spot. So much so that, like I said, I'd consider trying to squeeze it in as an extra credit, even though it probably doesn't really deserve it. There's probably a lot of other movies that are kind of like this and not, particularly good. But I had fun with this one. And if you like these kind of movies, I think you'll have fun with it too. So that is my loose recommendation. So thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Annie. Thank you, the Wee Nerds. Thank you, Mr. Meathook. Thank you for this recommendation. I had a good time with it. And honestly, you guys have done a great job with recommendations. You guys know your stuff when it comes to the schlock horror, and make that video, man. I really want to check that out. So I'm looking forward to seeing you do that. But for now, I'll look forward to looking at this Trivia Pursuit card. I gotta figure out where I put it. There it is. So I'm gonna do what I usually do: read a card question live here on camera, try to answer it. And we're talking about sharks. Let's go with the monster category. And the question is, In 2002's Signs, what is the term for the geometric shapes the Hess family finds in the field of their farm? Pretty sure I know this one. And it's, if you have any inkling or idea of what Signs is about, even if you haven't seen it, if you've seen the poster, the trailer, you probably know the answer to this question. It's not a hard one. I'm pretty sure. I'm like 99% sure I got it right. If I'm wrong, I'm going to be feeling really stupid saying all of this, but I'm going to leave it in so you guys can see. I like this question because you know me, I fear questions about names of characters, and like it says the Hess family here. I wouldn't have known it was the Hess family. I would have been like Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Abigail Breslin. The movie itself is excellent. We've talked about Signs. You know me. I love me some M. Night Shyamalan. You know this. And Signs is one of those movies that generally, even the people who hate on Shyamalan, even the people who think he's terrible, will acknowledge and agree that Signs is good, if not great. I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful movie. I think it really shows off his ability to build tension. I think it's got a lot of fun. It's got some fun humor in there. And the initial premise starts with these geometric shapes. And again, if you've seen the trailer, even on they're on the poster even. So if you know this phenomenon that's being addressed in the movie Signs, you should know the answer to this question. I'm kind of giving you clues. If you had no clue before, you have a clue now. But again, I don't think this is a very hard question. I'm not going to spend a lot of time prattling on to give you some time to think about it because you should know this one. And if not, I guess make a guess. But let's go ahead and wrap it up. Lock up your answers. Lock them in. I'm going to go ahead and make my answer. My answer is crop circles. They get crop circles in their cornfields. That is like a known supposedly alien effect that happens. Also supposedly a hoax. We're not going to get into that right now because we don't have time. Let's answer the questions. Let's check the questions on the card. And it does say crop circles. Crop circles is correct. So I was right on that one. And I'm betting most of you got that one too. Most of you have probably seen Signs, but if you haven't, check it out. It's really, really good. And maybe check out Ghost Shark. Again, if you like shark movies, you like silly sci-fi type stuff, this was a pretty fun one. Let me know if you agree about the acting. I think it's pretty hilarious. Let me know if you think Sloane Coe is over-sexualized in the movie. Let me see if that controversy really holds water, and if that water has a shark jumping out of it. But thank you guys again, We Nerds, for the recommendation. And for the rest of you, more recommendations, more cool shark movies, more bad, so bad it's good movies, just more movies in general. We recommend movies. If I haven't seen it, I'm going to add them to my to-watch list, and maybe we'll watch a video about it in the future. But until then, I'll just say, class dismissed. Kitty shark do 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 do, kitty shark do 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 do, kitty shark do 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 do, kitty shark.